Hey, today's video is going to contain some bad topics. That's the only word I can think of. Insensitive, inappropriate, racist, sexually violent, just all around bad and not good. Why do I have a pill right there? I guess that fell out of the bottle. So let's talk. As y'all know, I used to go to a school, but then I changed schools. I'm a senior in high school, and at my old school, something happened today. Something that has been accumulating for I don't know how long, probably even since when I was there. Today we're going to be talking about the normalization of racism and sexual violence, especially in the South and especially among cishet white men. And just men in general, and in the South in general, and at that school in general. It's not good. So let's unpack this. So today was when everything sort of like went down. There is a boy. I need to think of a code name for him. Let's call him Manny. This is for no reason other than I have a bottle of Manic Panic right here. So Manny, we'll call him Manny. So Manny is a senior at my old school, and he was recently expelled. So they're saying. I have not talked to him personally, but the principal and the administration at that school today sent out an email to the parents and students at that school saying that videos and screenshots have been brought to their attention and they were incredibly inappropriate, and that student has been expelled. So they're saying he's been expelled. I don't know if he has. Honestly, I really doubt he has been expelled, just because I had a situation there and they did literally nothing about it, which is why I ended up leaving. So I don't really trust in their ability to, how do I say, something justice, to deliver justice. But let's just talk about this like he was expelled, because I really sincerely hope he was. And I also really hope that police get involved. All of these screenshots and videos are definitely going to be censored, because even though this is a bad person, Manny is a bad person. I, do not want to get sued or beaten up or anything, so I'm protecting his and the other people's mentioned privacy, blurring out names, blurring out faces, because yeah. So let's talk. Gosh, I was gonna do my makeup while doing this, but I don't even, let's do it anyways. This is just so, oh my gosh, okay. So, as I'm sure most of y'all know, last year, unless you should know, a lot of people do, so I'm just going to go off with the assumption that everyone knows what happened last May through July. I know a lot of people, including me, are still trying to educate themselves more about and post about and spread information about racism and stuff, especially recently with the racially motivated hate crimes in Atlanta. A lot of people have been focusing on Asian Americans and the discrimination that they face in our country. But last year was primarily focused towards African American and Black people's basically the injustices that they've been facing for a really long time. And a lot of it was really just brought to light. A lot of people really just snapped out of it with what happened to specifically Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. So a lot of people went to protest. I went to a protest. Not very safe with COVID, but I didn't get it. Good. But yeah, people were really, really mad, as they should be. So you would think that people would be more sensitive to, you know, like non-people of color, non-Black people would be more sensitive about the N-word, for example. People would be more in tune with their own prejudices and stuff that they may have internalized from what they've heard growing up. You'd think, right? For the most part, I think a lot of people have really grown and educated themselves and learned from last year. They used that as a signal to wake up and say, I need to educate myself to what's going on because this isn't right. And though I haven't directly, like, you know, killed anyone, you know, like the cops did, there's this phrase that a lot of people put on posters that white silence is violence, and it is, because it's the bystander effect, right? If you see someone being bullied and you're not doing anything about it, you're just as bad as the bully. It's actually a crime to, like, see if this was on Criminal Minds. So, but it's true. Sorry, my phone stopped recording. So if you're like watching a live stream of a murder happening and you know that it's happening and you do not report it to the police, you are an accessory to that murder. See, bystander effect. So you would think that from last year, people would learn, sharpen up their behavior, educate themselves, right? Well, this is the South. There are still like those like plantation party things. There's actually a school like 20 minutes from me that still has the Warriors and a like horrible representation of a Native American in a headdress, the Indians, as their mascot. So it's not great here overall. But you would think that people would at least be trying, you know. But this person, Manny, that I'm about to talk about, has not been trying and has in fact been adding to the problem. So I am going to show you a screenshot. And in this screenshot, hold on, I have like what it says on there. Okay, I'm obviously not going to say the word, and I'm not going to say any names. After I shoot you, blank, all of y'all's N-words, mailboxes will be gone. I don't know exactly what that means, but I do know that he said that he was going to shoot someone, and he called them, I don't know the person's race who he called them, but I do know that Manny is white. He called them the N-word. Already off to a horrible start. So, sorry, I have to like focus or else I'm gonna mess up. But yeah, obviously not off to a great start. The shooting, the slurs, not great. And I'm just gonna say, even if he was saying this to a white person, it is still not okay. It is not okay for him to be using that word, because he is a white person. He is not black. And even if he was like 20% black, that still doesn't make it okay. Because if you have to like look at someone and they have to tell you what percent black they are, they should not be saying the N-word. That's my opinion. I know that's a lot of people's opinions, but Again, opinion, but still. He is white, so he should not be saying it at all. So yeah, he said that word. I don't think I need to explain why it's wrong. I know a lot of people know the history behind the word, and if you don't, please take some time before continuing to educate yourself as to why it is wrong to say that word. It was used to constantly berate and degrade people of color in the times of slavery and from then to now and stuff. So, obviously, it's not a good word, not a good meaning. I think it sounded like I said meeting, but I said meaning, just so y'all know. But yeah, and some people might say, well, Adriana, why do black people get to say it? It is the same reason that gay people say the F word. They have taken it back, and if black people use it between each other, or even towards someone else, it cannot be derogatory because minorities cannot be the oppressor. They do not have the power to oppress other people, especially the majority, white people. White people cannot be oppressed because of their race. Unless in the United States, maybe in like South Africa, but we're not talking about that. Anyway, so, yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Trying to collect my thoughts, because I have a lot to say, and I don't want to say anything wrong, like incorrectly, and I don't want to be misunderstood. It's a lot. But anyway, shouldn't have said that word, shouldn't have said after I shoot you. So already 2 wrong things. I don't understand what the mailbox thing is about, but maybe I'm just not hip enough to understand. Yeah. That's one of the, messages. That's one of the screenshots. So already we know he has threatened violence and said a slur. Not looking too great for Manny. Not looking too great for him. Not a lot of people are rooting for him right now. So, if we take a look at a video that was filmed in the school, which 1, is not allowed, and 2, in the video, you can't see it because I'm blocking out his face, he's not even wearing a mask. Like, really? I mean, makes sense because that's the kind of person he is, but, wow. Come on, dude. You pick a struggle. Come on. Anyway. So, in this video, which I will play now.
Hey, what you say to me, you damn nigger?
He says, I'm so dumb. What'd you say to me, you Beaver's home? N-word with the hard R. Pow, pow, pow. Okay, again with the shooting, which isn't good. I'm pretty sure you're not even allowed to do this at school. I've seen someone get in trouble for that. But also, again, the N-word again, which, even worse. I think the hard R is even worse. Neither is good, but you really just... Oof. Oh, man. A lot of people could try and say, well, maybe he was just joking. Maybe his intention with that word isn't to degrade people. Maybe, no maybes. No maybes. He is a white person using the N-word, a word that he knows the history of because it has been talked about. Unless he was in a coma for the entire past year, he does not have an excuse to say that word. Even before that, he did not have an excuse to say that word. He should not be saying that word. Unless he has been in a coma for his entire life and just woke up yesterday. He should not be saying that word. And even after hearing it, the bystander effect again. The people in the chat, the people in the classroom should have told him to not say that word and should have told him why. There's ignorance and then there's stupidity. Ignorance is when you literally do not know why something is wrong. Stupidity is when you know why it is wrong and you continue to do it, even though you know it's wrong. Which is what he's doing. So, that looks horrible. This part of my eyebrow is like missing. Anyways, not what we're here for, Adriana. Oh, man. Okay. So, lots of things wrong in that video. Yeah. Okay. Next is on his story. He put this on his story. Not in a group chat, didn't send it to a friend. Put this on his public story for everyone to see.
I swear if all y'all monkey niggas don't shut the fuck.
He said, I swear if y'all monkey N-words with an A, not an R this time, but still bad, don't shut the F, and then he gets cut off. But I'm assuming he was going to say up. So, the N-word again, we have already established why that is wrong. And then he really, at this point, you cannot say he was just using the N-word as like bro or dude or homie. You cannot say that because he uses the word monkey. And if you guys didn't know why that was racist before, you should now, which with what has been going on with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. There have been drawings and caricatures of Meghan and Harry walking out of a hospital holding a baby that is a monkey. Because of the whole royal family drama, which I will not get into, but if you didn't already know why monkey is racist to call somebody, especially a person of color, you should know now. So, he called... Let's say he's using the M word to refer to black people. He called them monkeys, which has been a way to degrade black people for literally so long because of the shape, the typical, again, being very broad here, shape of black people's noses are usually wider. They say, oh, their nose looks like a monkey, or their skin color, because some monkeys are brown, some are black, you know. They're basically, and because they have this stereotype that black people have a lower intelligence, they're comparing them to monkeys, basically. Comparing them to animals. If you don't see why that's wrong, I have no hope for you. But, whatever. Let's continue. So he says that, which really shows that he is not ignorant. He doesn't not know what the N-word means. He is actively living in stupidity and continuing to choose to use a derogatory term in a derogatory way. Which is really disappointing, you know. Maybe people were holding out hope saying, maybe he just didn't know. No, he knew. He knew and he knows what he was doing and what he meant. We all know what he meant and what he means. So, yeah. Those are all the receipts I have for the racism. Now, we're going to be moving into the normalization of sexual violence, which I can personally attest to at said school. So, in my time there, I would hear people in the cafeteria saying, I think I got graped at that party, or he graped me, but I'm still with him because I love him, and he like, I'm trying to figure out the words to say it. Basically, they think that they owe their boyfriends their bodies, basically. And that is just wrong and horrible. And I feel so sorry for the women that were raised to believe that. It's our society just telling us that we owe men our bodies. We owe men this. We owe men that. So, yeah. That's just a background of how the atmosphere is at that school around sexual violence. I was also sexually assaulted there, which is why I left, and the boy did not get suspended, expelled, put in a different class than me. I still had to walk the halls and see him, and I was having panic attacks, and that's why I left that school. So that's fun. He was 18, I was 15. Fun. Basically, that's how it is. That's how it is there. So he is not just racist. I cannot prove this is true, but I also cannot prove this is false. And you always believe the victim. And I'm going to say, even if it is not true, this is not okay to joke about. So I'm going to put this on the screen. He says in a group chat, he says, blank, and I know who he's talking to. Please, STFU. You're just mad I graped blank and blank, then threw both of them into a river. So I don't know if that's true. I haven't talked to blank or blank. I don't know if he actually did grape them. I don't know if he threw them into a river. But let's unpack this. The majority of women will be sexually harassed or sexually assaulted in their lifetime. I do not remember the exact number. I think it's 1 in 6 will be graped. This has also been very prevalent lately with Sarah in the UK. Oh gosh. So, again, he obviously has Snapchat, so he has obviously heard about what happened in the UK. It has been all over. You would have to be, again, living under a rock to have not heard about it. So if he didn't think jokes about grape were funny before, then he should definitely know now. But I can't make excuses for him. I don't want to make excuses, and I can't. He knows that it is wrong to grape women, and it is also wrong to brag about it. It is illegal. It is not some funny joke. It is a crime that deserves jail time and detention. He deserves to be in jail if he has done what he is claiming to do. And if he hasn't, it is just as wrong to joke about it to actually do it, because you are promoting that toxic grape culture, which was already bad at that school. But if you are promoting it to your friends, it is so wrong. You are bragging about it. You are saying you're just mad because I blah blah blah, implying that that person wanted to do it first. Okay. Yeah. If the girls who he is talking about are watching this somehow, please go to the police. Whether he is stating the truth or whether he's not, or whether it's a partial truth, you need to go to the police. This isn't funny. This isn't a joke. And if he thinks it's a joke, it's not. It's not a joke, and it's not funny. And I am so tired of boys growing up and thinking that it is okay to hurt women, that they deserve women and their bodies. Because they don't. Women do not owe you anything, especially people like you. Even if you are nice to a woman, even if you pay for dinner, she doesn't owe you a kiss goodnight. She doesn't owe you a hug. She doesn't owe you sex. She doesn't owe you anything, and she never will. And it irritates me beyond end that with everything that has happened, with the access we have to social media and to the internet, that he still thinks that that's okay. And even if he doesn't think it's okay, that he still does it and jokes about it. If he knows that it's wrong and he still participates in it, it's so disappointing. If I was his mother, I would be so disappointed in him. If I was his sister, I would be so disappointed in him. If I was his father, I would be so disappointed in him, because I raised that to think that hurting women is okay. It's not. Oh my gosh. And I know this video will not change anything with him. He probably won't see this. But Manny, if you are seeing this, I hope you know that what you have done is wrong. I hope you do not do it again. I hope you go to jail. I hope you go to trial and the jury finds you guilty and you are thrown in jail, because what you have done is wrong and you need to learn your lesson. I hope that even if you didn't know what you were doing was wrong, you know now and you understand and you apologize to every single person that you have hurt. I hope that if you did know it was wrong and you were stupid enough to continue fueling the fires of ignorance, racism, sexism, and sexual violence, you are thrown in jail, you change your behavior, and you come out a different person. Because the person you are right now is not okay. Whether you knew or not, the person you are right now isn't okay. If you are friends with Manny, I hope that you tell him that you are really disappointed in him and that you understand that what he has done is wrong and that you never do it yourself and you don't encourage it anymore, because you are just as much to blame as him. If you were letting this happen, if you were just gossiping about it to the side without telling him what he was doing is wrong, you are just as much to blame. So, I'm going to do my eyeliner and lip gloss, and then we're going to be done. Because I don't really know what else I can say. He was expelled. Which means he's probably going to either get a zone exemption and go somewhere else. I don't know anywhere that would take him. That is like a public high school in this county. Or he is going to an alternative school. We have 2 of those in our county. And honestly, I hope that he is a senior. So I hope that if he has a trial, which he should, I hope that until that trial, he is sent to one of those 2 alternative schools that we have, because a lot of people get sent there for getting caught smoking or vaping on campus. A lot of people get sent there for, fighting, or a lot of people get sent there for, cheating, academic, indecency or something. A lot of people get sent there for that. Not a lot of people get sent there for raping people. Oh, I said the word instead of grape. Not a lot of people get sent there for being racist. And I do not think he would do well there. And honestly, throw him to the sharks. Throw him to the sharks. Let him see and be told by people his age why what he has done is wrong. And why he should never do it again. Both of these eyeliners suck. The eyeliners themselves don't suck, but they are very low on actual, like, liner. Oh, look. But, yeah. I think I'm done. I hope someone who knows him sees this and shows it to him. I hope his parents see this. I hope that if you know someone like this, it doesn't have to be him, but if you know someone who acts like this or someone who encourages this behavior, you tell them why it's wrong and you make the change. And you do as Gandhi said, and you be the change that you want to see in the world. I don't want to live in a world where people think this is okay, where people my age who grew up in relatively the same environment as me think that this is okay. All right. So, thanks for watching, especially if you watched the whole thing. Yeah. This is really hard to talk about. Well, it's not hard to talk about. It's not hard to believe. It's disappointing. It is literally impossible for me to sympathize with people like him, which is why I could never be a lawyer. All my parents are like, you should be a lawyer. But it's like, no. I do not sympathize with people like him. So, yeah. I won't say I hope you enjoyed this video because it was a very heavy topics, but I do hope that you learned something from it. So, yeah. Okay. I don't even know how to say goodbye, so I spent like 50% of this video doing my eyebrows. That's embarrassing. But, yep. Bye.